So, like I said, there's a very heavy metropolitan influence. So you have a lot of the French food, like the baguettes and the patisseries and stuff like that, as well as like some of the more popular like French dishes, like beef bourguignon and stuff like that. But you mostly get those in restaurants and things like that. The local food is definitely a lot more Creole. One of my very favorite dishes that you can only get on Guadeloupe was boquetes. And boquetes, oh my gosh, they're amazing. It's like you take this deep fried scone type bread, and it's its own special recipe, and you basically like cut into that and stuff it full of like hamburger meat, steak, ham, whatever you're craving, and then like fried egg on top of that. Like sliced up hot dog, bacon if you want it, and then like lettuce, tomato, and ketchup, and their special sauce, their pima, pepper sauce. And it's just so good. It's like a heart attack on a bun, but it's so, so good. Delicious. And you can only get it on Guadeloupe. But yeah, as far as like other foods, one of the most popular dishes that we had, like it was actually kind of a guest dish. So the members would serve it to us a lot when they had us over to teach a lesson or things like that, was chicken colombo. And that's kind of a curry chicken dish served over rice. Very, very good, like very tender. Kind of like I wouldn't exactly call it Caribbean. It's like, I would almost say it's like Indian influence, which, if you go to Guyana, there's like a lot of Hindu people there. So maybe that's where it comes from. But yeah, that was a popular guest dish that we would be served when we went to members' houses. Since they are French, they try to have a little bit of salad with every meal. So, and that could be anything from like, vegetables and tomatoes to like peppers, whatever they have handy. Bread is a very important part of the culture. Like the boulangeries are open every day. And so you could go get a baguette for very cheap and have it with a meal, or make a meal of it if you want. Some of the pastries were different because like they have a lot of different fruits on the island. So like some of the pastries would be like fruit tarts with guava jelly or mango jelly versus what you would normally have like raspberry or strawberry if you were in Metropole. They also had a lot of local juices and everything, so that was always one of my favorite parts of going to the market, is you could just get like guava juice or passion fruit juice. You could get fruit like just walking down the street. There were fruit trees everywhere, so that was awesome. But yeah, that's pretty standard for what the food was. Lots of chicken, lots of they even had like a lot of like Jamaican jerk food as well, but yeah, my favorite was always boquetes. I don't know if it's too crazy, but one of the ones that I had it seemed to be served in most restaurants, was pigtail soup. So it actually didn't taste too bad. It was just like something that I wasn't used to, is they would like include the entire pigtail in the soup. And so sometimes you would get like part of the, the curly tail, and it would still have the bone in it, and like sometimes pieces of hair. So not my favorite dish, but not bad. Something they served like around the holidays that was pretty popular was acres de morue, which is basically like fish, not nuggets exactly, but like these fish filled pastries that were really, really good. And that's kind of like something they serve more around the holidays or on special occasions. Oh, something else that was delicious. It's kind of a Haitian dish. Basically, it's plantains that you smash into chips and then deep fry. They're delicious. But yeah, like, so you had different dishes from different cultures, and you also had like, you could go get kebabs and shawarmas and things like that. So just a nice little mix of different things you could get. But yeah, just it was all good food. Something I will say, I didn't have this. Like one of the missionaries I had served with, after they moved into our apartment when we changed areas, our landlord fed them all the time, and she once fed them soup like that was a lot like the pigtail soup, but instead of pigtail, it had the genitalia from a cow in it. So that was fairly interesting. They, like I said, I didn't have that myself, but they described it as a very interesting experience themselves. You can buy all kinds of French pastries, like our first mission president, his favorite pastry was a millefeuille, which means 1,000 sheets. It's like a layered cake-like pastry that's really good. You can always get like pain au chocolat, which is just like fried bread with chocolate in it, which is very good. There are always like tarts and things like that. Some of, like I said, there's more of a local influence with some of them, like more fruit-based food, since they have a lot. Seriously, you can get fruit everywhere, so that's always a great snack. They have, and some of the fruits that were different, like they have guava, they have lots and lots of mangoes, they have star fruit, passion fruit, huge variety. So whatever you want, basically.